Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of One Trick Wednesday! This week, we have a challenge of no gas taken, which means you can't harvest Vespian gas or use it. I guess you can't use it unless you've mined it, huh? Alright, so the first game here is a game between Matt Jones and 0-0 on Ascension to Ire, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Matt Jones. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is 0-0. So a PvT in game number 1. Thank you so much to my screeners this week. That's going to be Jonathan and Logan and Squeaks for getting through all of the replays sent. Pretty good response, you guys. Pretty good response on this one. I guess it figures it's a very simple one, a very easy one. Anyone can do this, as my podcast co-caster Wade said earlier today when we were casting the most recent edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Said I should submit one to this challenge because it is easy. Anybody can do no gas. So it looks like Matt Jones going double gas this early is definitely not doing this challenge. 0-0, on the other hand, totally is. So I expect to see a lot of Marines, a lot of missile turrets. What else can you do as Terran? That's pretty much it, right? Marines and missile turrets. I'm trying to think of anything else that doesn't require gas in some teeny tiny way. Reapers require gas. Marauders require gas. Factories require gas. Engineering Bay, no. Planetary Fortress, yes. So it's good to be Marine and missile turret here. Let's see how 0-0 can make this thing happen against a Protoss player who has the entire arsenal of the Protoss forces at his disposal. So double gateway here for Matt Jones. And a cybernetics core coming in here too. He's got double gas, but he's only saturating one of them. So this makes me feel like this isn't a super high level replay, although he is starting to saturate it now. He's got that rally set right to that assimilator. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is these players, one of these players, is interested in doing the challenge, and that player is 0-0. Have I told you the story of my gasless game as Terran once upon a time? Somehow, back in Heart of the Swarm, I accidentally queued up for a ladder game as Terran. Now, I play Zerg. I know how to play Terran and Protoss, obviously, but I'm really not great at them. So it was a TVT, and I said, how can I make this game, there's the chance that I can win, and it doesn't have to go on too long, because the longer the game goes on in a TVT, the more at a disadvantage I am at, as additional barracks are coming up from 0-0, because what else is he going to do, honestly? So what did I do? I proxied 3 barracks right outside my opponent's base. I mean, not right outside. It was probably, like, it wasn't this map, obviously, but maybe, like, right here or something. And then just walked into his base with about 9 or 10 Marines and won. And he was like, I knew when I scouted your main you didn't have anything. I should have been a little more suspicious. And I was like, yeah, you probably should have been suspicious, because he did scout. He didn't see anything in my main and just was like, I'm sure this guy just sucks. Which was true, but you can still lose to players who aren't good at StarCraft if you're not on top of your game. Let that be a lesson to all of you. So it's the one TVT of my entire life that I've ever won. More barracks, because why not? Honestly, what else are you going to do if you're 0-0? Just going to so many unupgraded Marines. Ooh, another good story to tell. So it's not so much a story, but there was a guy back on Team Liquid, back when Wings of Liberty was the latest and greatest thing that StarCraft had ever released, and he played the entire campaign on Brutal with nothing but unupgraded Marines. It was a sight to behold. No stim, no combat shield, no upgrades, no medevacs, nothing but unupgraded Marines. It was beautiful. It was honestly so fantastic. It brought a tear to my eye, even though I was a Zerg main and didn't like Terran all that much, but it was incredible. He never actually finished the final mission, though. He never actually redeemed Kerrigan with his unupgraded Marines. He tried like 40 times and couldn't get it, and then just kind of abandoned it. I'm not sure if anybody managed to pick it up and finish it later on. I should research that. I should see if somebody managed to do it. But regardless, here's 0-0, making a whole ton of Marines. Will this work? Okay, so the composition of Matt Jones is going to be Stalker, Adept, and Immortal. The Immortal is going to be virtually useless. Adept, pretty good. Stalker, also not that great against these Marines. Now, if these Marines had Stim or Combat Shield, it'd be even better for 0-0. But as it stands, this looks like a bit of a stalemate. These Adepts especially are real good against Marines, 3-shotting them very easily. No sign of Resonating Glaives, though. I would like to see that upgrade if you have this many Adepts. And here we go. Whoa, Marines right meeting against this army right in the middle of the map here and retreating. They don't like this composition at all. The Adept's chasing him down, killing Marines. He's retreating. This is a sign of a good player, you guys. If you don't like the engagement, go away. No reason to sacrifice your entire army to just win an engagement in the middle of the map. Go back to where reinforcements are coming. Go back to where you can use buildings to your advantage. Go back to where photon overcharge or static defense may be enough to help you here. So here he is going for it, trying to get a bit of a concave. I don't know why that really matters, but actually stutter stepping forward without stim, taking out the Stalkers first. They are the biggest priority here. Then the Immortals, which again, the Immortals just do so poorly in this situation, and somehow winning that battle with these unupgraded Marines. He's got 8 of them. He's got 8 of them. He's moving out. Going to chase down this Immortal and this Stalker. Can they catch the Immortal? 315 move speed compared to 315 move speed. Not without stim, you're not going to catch him. That's for sure. So Photon Overcharge going to be Matt Jones' best friend at his front. Still making Immortals, though. I don't know about this because the Marine train is coming. That Marine train, he's making 10 Marines at a time. Is 0-0. He has 34 harvesters, 10 more than Matt Jones does. Again, Matt Jones has had to use resources to get tech and get assimilators and things, and that's just money that 0-0 hasn't had to spend. So he can just make straight up 10 Marines at a time, throwing up another barracks. He kind of ran out of room inside his main. Apparently, he decided, I mean, there's room over here on the left side. These are pretty big mains, as it turns out. And here we go. Marines are coming up this ramp. We've got 18 of them. 18 Marines. Photon Overcharge going to be a problem. Oh, 2 pylons here, too. 0-0 is going for it, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the Zealots. The Zealots absorb so much damage off these Marines. Their armor's great. Photon Overcharge baited. Lost a couple Marines, but that was worth it. That's worth it to get that energy down off the Mothership core. If you can hit this when there's no Photon Overcharge available, the timing window is not big, but it is a good one for our Terran player here. So let's zoom out a little bit. We do want to see these Marines joining the party. Wow, we've got a full page and a couple rows after that of Marines and more continuing to join all the time. One Zealot does get evaporated. He's pretty much focused down. One of the pylons going to die. No, you can't abandon the pylons, Matt Jones. No, but a mistake. Mistake by the Protoss player. And Photon Overcharge, another one up here, but Mothership Core out of energy. 4 energy points. As soon as this pylon is done being Photon Overcharged, he's not going to have that anymore. And honestly, Disruptor would be real good. It's probably too late for that, though. Oracle not good. Still making Immortals is not the way to do this thing, man. Immortals are not the answer to Marines. They're not, and they never have been. Both pylons gone. Natural base is now pretty much at 0-0's mercy. He can kill this thing. Yeah, Immortals at the front, not fantastic. 0-0 smelling blood. Gonna get right on up here. Mothership Core done. Look at how fast these Stalkers are dying. Just getting evaporated. And that's it. Matt Jones is out with a rage quit. 0-0 wins the game number 1 in 8 minutes and 2 seconds, just with unupgraded Marines, 10 at a time in production. Ends the game with 56 Marines and lost 40. So, I don't know, probably acceptable losses. If you're the commander in this situation where all you have are Marines, getting a third base behind this too, expanding. Beautiful, beautiful, good example of what this trick is all about. And let's come back with more One Trick Wednesday in just a second. Welcome back to One Trick Wednesday. Game number 2 will be between Mini Titan and Oldman on Interloper, the latter edition. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the Red Terran player. It is Oldman, representing the Doe. I have to assume that's a Homer Simpson reference. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the Blue Zerg player. It is Mini Titan, representing Winter. I assume that's Winter StarCraft, the streamer, StarCraft 2 streamer. I think he does Protoss. Or is he Terran? I don't know. I don't know much about Winter, honestly, but he does have a lot of fans and a lot of subscribers for sure. Mini Titan being one of those. So this is No Gas One Trick Wednesday. Automatically disqualified is Oldman for getting that refinery. Come on, man. You can't do this One Trick Wednesday with a refinery. Mini Titan, though, keeping the rules thus far, going pool first against his Terran opponent and sending a very early drone down. Probably not for scouting, probably for shenanigans. If you're in a ZVT, hey, check this out. Proxy hatch right at the front door of Oldman. I mean, not right at the front door of Oldman. He has to move out a little bit to see this. So I kind of like the placement. You almost, is he going to see it, though? SCV? Nope. SCV takes the northern path to scout, and Mini Titan's hatchery remains completely undiscovered, which is just a brilliant stroke from the Zerg player. A quick plug for my Patreon, patreon.com/falconpaladin. I know, I'm still working on the Q&A, you guys. I figured One Trick Wednesday is my priority right now. I got to get this done by Wednesday. Casting it now, Monday night, which is almost too late for that to happen. But we'll get the Q&A out for all you people at the $5 a month level, answering your questions, giving back to the community that way. And again, patreon.com/falconpaladin. You can support me for as little as $1 a month. Much appreciated, all of you at that $1 a month level. I can tell you that much. Alrighty then. So, Oldman here is making a Reaper, and I'm thinking about it. Do we want to use a Reaper name? Let's do it. Unless he doesn't move out, which he is. And is he going to scout this thing? Oh, he's not moving out. I don't know if I can name you if you're not moving out, dude. Come on. Can he see this? Ooh, he can see the creep now. Just now can see the creep. Ah! Surprise! There are lings here, though, and on creep, they're faster than our Reaper friend. Reaper friend not having a great time here. Queen in production. 2 spine crawlers in production here, too. But he does scout it earlier than he otherwise would have if he hadn't sent this Reaper down that ramp. I thought for a second he wouldn't do it at all, but he's just hanging out. Again, I name Reapers that are doing stuff. This guy is super boring. He's just up here making sure the lings don't come in and kill stuff. Defensive Reapers are not fun Reapers. I can tell you that. All right, so Spine Crawler is going to come right over here, burrow, using the Overlord to scout the high ground. And the Reaper can't do much about this. Dude, that bunker is not going to finish. Just cancel the bunker. Just cancel the bunker, Oldman. Come on, Oldman. Oh, Creep Tumor picked off by the Reaper. That was a pretty good move. But yeah, like I said, bunker toast. There's the cancel. There's the 75 minerals returned. Reaper does decide to go across the map and get some stuff done, but there's a queen. There's a queen there, man. Not going to happen. Spines can hit this barracks. There are lings inside, too. Oh, no, he didn't close the door in time. The Zerglings got in. SCV is forced to fight for their lives, which is never a great thing. This barracks is trying to make Marines, but I don't know, man. 2 Marines at a time doesn't seem like enough. An excellent job dragging these SCVs into range of the Spine Crawlers to help with the murder of these SCVs, forcing a lift on one of the barracks. It is retreating. There's a Widowmine here. Oh, Widowmine needs to burrow. Wait, Widowmine is going to fire. Oh, almost drags some friendly fire. Oh, does get the Zerglings, though. Almost friendly fired. This SCV here. And more Spine Crawlers on the way. What happened to our Reaper, man? Did he die? No. Where is he? Oh, he's up here trying to kill drones. So far, so good, man. You're doing okay for what you are, but if you don't start microing in about 2.5 seconds, you're dead. Okay, he does start microing. And can he survive? He does survive with 12 hit points and 2 kills thus far. Continuing to cannon rush. Spine Crawler rush is Mini Titan. And the creep spread looking pretty good here, too. This queen throwing down creep tumors all over the place. Widowmine does fire. Lings keep getting murdered here, trying to wander around this little factory thing. But right on top of the Marines, they do win that battle. If they can get close enough to hit the Marines, is how this works. The natural base by Oldman is forced to retreat. Where's our Reaper friend? Oh, he's hanging out in the middle of Nowheresville. Yeah, fair enough. He's pretty busy. Oldman is pretty busy back home with this. This is fantastic. And that's it. The good game out of Oldman. Oldman is defeated. And Mini Titan is victorious here in game number 2. Makes it happen. Brings the Overlord for scouting purposes. Keeps the creep spread happening. Makes a queen immediately. Spine Crawlers here on the low ground to hit this wall of Oldman's at the top. This is beautiful play against Terran. And I like it a lot. Okay, game number 3 is coming up next from Falcon Paladin in just a second. Welcome back to One Trick Wednesday. Game number 3 will be between UCAT and Vomalisk on Mech Depot, the Ladder Edition. In the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Vomalisk from Curserio. And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is UCAT. So UCAT versus Vomalisk here. Should be a good one. I don't know. Vomalisk is like Hydralisk, I guess. Suppose that's what that means. All right, who's gassing it up here? Nobody so far. We are gasless opening, but 2 drones moving out for Vomalisk. That is very telling. Very telling that some shenanigans are on the way for the Zerg player. Could be saving up for a hatch first. Could be saving up for a proxy hatch as well. Sending 2 drones across the map just in case one of them gets scouted and possibly killed. I don't actually. Why would it get killed? I guess he just doesn't want his opponent to know that he has 2 drones coming across the map. One of them will get seen, the other one will not, and that's all that really matters to him. Yep, hey, just scouting with my drone. Don't mind me, little kiss. Little kiss here on the savannah next to the pine trees. Not really a savannah if there's pine trees, though, is it? It's more of a forest type situation. And where did they go? Oh, here they are. They're both meeting, and one drone is going to throw. It looks like he's going to throw down a hatch at the natural base. The other one coming inside the main to see what's going on. Dude, you could throw down 2 proxy hatches. Okay, so the one hatch is going to get tossed down here inside the main base in the very bottom right corner of UCAT's main. Did he see that? I mean, there's no guarantee that he saw that. The other drone just kind of hanging out inside the natural base location. SCV scouting does see a spawning pool coming up. Now, the timing is a little suspicious. It is late if there's not already a hatchery out here, but this is low level. And another hatchery coming up for Valma at the natural base of UCAT. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I know. Oh, and actually trying to block an expansion attempt here. UCAT is. He thinks he's being very sneaky. But Valmalisk doesn't care. He doesn't care about taking his natural. He wants yours. He wants your natural base. Now, Katz is not the one who created the proxy hatch play, but I'd say he's the one that popularized it for StarCraft 2. That guy, so fun. Root Cats. If you can follow him on Twitter, he's a good follow. Does he stream? I don't know if he's been streaming all that much recently, actually. I've been watching for him. Haven't really seen him all that much, but that's okay. That is just fine. Katz is a one cool dude. Command center on the way from UCAT. Once again, doesn't see what's going on. Oh, did scout this one inside the main base. Oh, does Valma want this one to finish? Is the question. The Marines, wow, how did they scout this? I guess they were looking for a scouting Sloverlord, so that kind of played against Valmalisks. This is a hard word to possessive. Valmalisks attempt. But that other hatch is going to come up, and the Lings could maybe get through here. I guess there is a single Marine holding the front, too, though. And does he see the creep now? He sees the creep. He knows about the base. Queens are on the way. Lings are on the way. If the Marines were not target firing down the hatchery, which is good for them, because otherwise they would be dead. But more Lings keep popping out. Wounded Marine, move to the back, doesn't matter. Ends up getting murdered, and now they have speed. Did he get speed? No, he did not get speed. It just looked like they had speed for a minute there. I don't know why. All right, so this hatchery survives. Queen is out. Dude, creep tumor immediately, Queen. That is the big deal right now. Is creep tumor to keep this creep coming. Oh, he's injecting. All right, Valma. I mean, she's injecting, I suppose is what that is. Queen versus 4 Marines with 2 Lings for support. Might be able to do this, and yeah, the Marines feel like it's very possible. Pretty good micro there. Pretty good stutter step. Losing a Marine, but could have been a lot worse. Another Queen would be nice, Valmalisk, but I guess he's working on stuff down here too. UCAT is completely surrounded right now, which is bad for him. Dude, kill this SCV. Kill this SCV with your Queen who's building this bunker. This bunker is problematic for you. Lings get inside right on top of the Marines. Ah, too many Lings, and the SCV is killed building the bunker. UCAT in a lot of trouble all of a sudden here. It's 18 to 18 harvesters. He's making Marines, but there are Queens inside his main base. There are Lings inside his main base. Yeah, see that creep tumor could have been spreading over here to the main base by now, but I guess injects are okay too. Valmalisk is sitting on about 700 minerals, which is not ideal. And that's it. A good game well played out of UCAT. UCAT is defeated, and Valmalisk is victorious. Interesting take on the proxy hatch strategy, going from the natural base and inside the main at the same time, surrounding the Terran player with creep. Making it happen. Great job. Great job indeed by Valmalisk. We will come back with more of this specific One Trick Wednesday in just a second. Welcome back to One Trick Wednesday. This one is going to be a game between Nameless and Shadow Sheep on Interloper, the latter edition. Shadow Sheep asking, what race are you? Nameless. I guess Nameless entered a random. And he says, I wonder. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player choosing random. It is Nameless, with a Nova spinning logo. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the red Protoss player. It is Shadow Sheep. Kind of like it. Kind of like the name Shadow Sheep. Don't I? I believe I do. Shadow Sheep. I've decided I like it very much. Both players opening gateway here. I thought for sure somebody would be cannon rushing with this being One Trick Wednesday, but no. No cannon rush from either of these players. Going gateway first, and there's your gas taken by Shadow Sheep. So Nameless is going random and going One Trick Wednesday at the same time. So double gateway opening from him. Probe Scout from Shadow Sheep. Gonna see this. Oh, you're not gonna see this. I was gonna say, made a move like he was going home, but didn't actually go home. Did not actually run home at all. In fact, and is scouting. He sees the no gas. Doesn't see a forge, but does see 3 gateways. So this Shadow Sheep, let this be telling you, this is all going to be zealots, my good friend. Oh, trying to hide up here? No. Nameless is too prepared for that. Far, far, far too prepared for such silliness from an enemy probe inside his own base. Zap, 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 zap. Are they both zapping? Somehow Shadow Sheep was not attacking there, but he was just kind of hanging out. That was like he was attack moving, but not really at the same time. Very strange. Either way, Shadow Sheep has a perfect idea of what is coming his way. He's not going double gas, which I appreciate. Cybernetics Core and another one of these gateways on the way too. So Zealot number 1 out for Nameless. Got a pylon at the front. Can't actually make a Mothership Core because she is 100 gas. Not really worth it. It's going to be Zealots, Zealots, and more Zealots. Let's see if Nameless can pull this thing off. Zealots without charge even, because charge to get there requires gas consumption and gas spending. I mean, I enjoy a good Zealot rush when they have charge, but Zealots on their own, just kind of too slow. I like my units to be fast and speedy. Like Zerglings, for example. All right, so 3 Zealots moving across the map. I just don't see this working, I guess is all I'm saying. Photon Overcharge is going to be really good. Adepts do extra damage versus Zealots too. So, I mean, even if you're doing everything right with the Zealots here, I just don't see it necessarily happening. All right, here we go. Well, getting some nice hacks off on that Adept. The Adept is not attack moving. Instead, just regular type moving across the map. Hack, 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 hack. Not enough to kill her, though, which is kind of a bonus for the Adepts. And the Adepts can run faster. There's the Psionic Transfer out. Don't you die to these Zealots. You have good control, Shadow Sheep. Wait, don't attack. Did you cancel that? They canceled the transfer. No, why? I guess you're going home. So just took a lot of damage for nothing. That is craziness. Zealots here at the front, taking out Unadept. First blood. Well, I guess the probe dying earlier was the first blood. Yeah, I'm going to say Mothership Core here is a major problem for these Zealots. But, man, they're still coming. There's the Photon Overcharge. Get out of Photon Overcharge range. 1 Zealot is dead, getting inside this mineral line. They don't care if Mothership Core is trying to tickle them. Maybe getting rid of this pylon's a good idea. Yeah, why not? Making 1 less target for Photon Overcharge is how I like to say it. Photon Overcharge is right before it dies. That was not good use of your Photon Overcharge, Mothership Core. And suddenly, Shadow Sheep's in a lot of trouble. 1 or 2 mistakes, man. 1 or 2 mistakes is really all it takes. Gonna lose his other pylon. Oh, and does get supply blocked. The probes are running for their lives. Mothership Core trying to kill as many of these Zealots as she can. Another pylon trying to come up. I mean, she's got 0 kills. Happy Wednesday, says Nameless. Ah, it's a one-trick Wednesday reference. I don't know that Shadow Sheep knows what you're talking about, you guys. I'm not sure how much of the player base knows I exist, but I appreciate the effort anyway. I really do. Makes me happy to see that kind of stuff in these submissions. All right, probes fighting against Zealots, never a great thing. Zealots attacking Nexus, generally not a great thing either. But 20 probes have been killed. Shadow Sheep is down to 4, you guys. 4 is not a good number. More Adepts. Again, the micro not fantastic here on the Adepts, but 3 kills for the Mothership Core. Those are going to be Zealots. More Zealots. Photon Overcharge is up. Can the Photon Overcharge pylon save itself? And it can. Wow, getting 3 kills there. So Nameless, I don't know what the follow-up here is. Has an expansion. That's pretty good stuff, but it's 17 to 6 Harvesters. I just think you kind of keep coming with Zealots is the move. And in fact, it is. Goodbye pylon, depowering gateways. Every single gateway is depowered right now for Shadow Sheep. That's real bad news. And throwing up 1 more pylon. These Adepts, the micro is not easy, but it's not going super well either. No, not the gateway. Get the pylon. Always be getting pylons and be killing probes. There we go. Coming over to kill probes is nice. It's very nice to be killing probes. Mothership Core does not have enough for Photon Overcharge yet. And there is no pylon for her to Photon Overcharge anymore. There's still 1 back here behind the mineral line that she can get in a couple seconds. But bam, Shadow Sheep's out. Shadow Sheep has been defeated and Nameless is victorious. Great job. Great job by Nameless making it happen with Zealots in a PvP. That's not easy stuff, yo. That is not easy stuff. All right, we'll come back with more from the One Trick Wednesday from Falcon Paladin in just a second. One Trick Wednesday will continue with Falcon Paladin and a game between NoobTech and Tommy on Abyssal Reef, the Ladder Edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is NoobTech. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Tommy. NoobTech throwing out the very friendly hello all. Oh, Tommy responding too with a hi. Falcon Paladin One Trick Wednesday. Test number 2 of 27. I like it. I like it very much. Tommy says, okay, whatever, man. Espanol? How do you speak Spanish? I think he's asking. No English, says NoobTech. In Spanish, though, that's pretty good. Some pretty good information, pretty good knowledge of the Spanish language there to say English. I think. I don't know. My Spanish is extremely poor. Is Joe Ingles, NBA player for the Utah Jazz, is his last name literally Spanish? I think Falcon Paladin knows Spanish and French to some degree. Yes, NoobTech. I know French to some degree and Spanish to less of a degree, but I appreciate you having a good estimation of what I'm capable of doing. Are you Protoss, Zerg, or Terran? Did NoobTech go random? NoobTech chose random. You sneaky, sneaky person, you. Zerg and Gasless. Dang, look at him telling Tommy what he's doing. This is almost like announce your intentions. All right, it's got a drone moving out, which I feel like is kind of necessary if you're going to Zerg versus Terran this thing. I do want to point out this particular replay was chosen by all 3 of my screeners as one of the best of the bunch. So I do have high hopes for this one. So I figured I'd throw it in the middle as a treat for those of you who stuck around for this long in the cast. And there's the proxy hatch. All right, so regular proxy hatch in the natural base location for Tommy. Tommy does not see this. Tommy has no idea about this. Got more drones coming down from the top left to the bottom right. And it's not going to be a Reaper, so that guy's not coming out anytime soon. It's going to be Marines, which aren't generally sent out. I mean, I guess sometimes they're sent out to kill these slow overlords. Terran players do that, honestly. I mean, if you've got a Zerg opponent, they're probably just going to slow overlord scout you, and then you come kill one of their overlords, and it really makes them mad. Do it. Up here, too. This slow overlord also should be killed. But regardless, these drones hanging out, just waiting for this hatchery to finish, waiting for their home to be done. Drone scouts on up here and says, okay, so there is... Oh, there's actually not a wall. Oh, no, Tommy. Tommy, you tried. This is like a wall I would make as Terran. That is not great. That is not a great wall at all. And that kind of rhymes. Just call me Dr. Seuss. Why don't ya? I guess you could call me Dr. Seuss. And oh, what is he doing? NoobTech is tossing up a hatch. This is late, man. And that's totally visible to Tommy, too. Is it just a distraction? Is it? Oh, no, the SCV saw it. The SCV saw the other one, too. Okay, so now Tommy knows about both of these bases. Knows about the one in his natural, knows about the one inside his main base. He's doing absolutely nothing to shut this thing down. He's got Marines out, though. 2 Marines out, enough to kill a building spine crawler. I kind of like it. Drone trying to delay the inevitable. No. Double spine crawler gonna go down. And more Marines are in production here, too. Oh, this is looking bad for NoobTech. NoobTech losing spines, losing so many resources in the process, too. Here, 650 resources lost. He's not even canceling the spines. But the Zerglings save the day. They do get rid of both of the Marines. More Marines coming down the ramp. No, you need more. 4 Marines is good. I like 4 Marines in this situation against these Lings. Yep, fantastic stuff. More Lings popping out. I guess there is a Queen against 3 Marines here, and pretty good stuff. Marine decision-making needs to be a little bit better than this, though, I feel like. You want to go after the spines, you want to go after the Queen, and the Lings if at all possible. Killing this hatch is not feasible right now with this number of Marines. Also, this hatchery from NoobTech is a very huge threat. Nothing's happened with it yet, which you should be praising everything you believe in for. It does kill that creep tumor. Nice pick off there by Tommy. Killing a Zergling. Not the hatch. Killing the hatch is fool's gold, man. You can't do it. Zergling Queen also pretty great against unupgraded Marines. Production tab was gone for a minute there. Sorry about that. Bunker is just about done. This bunker placement is okay for Tommy. I'd like one maybe right here as well. This poor factory is just covered in creep right now, which is just not ideal. Not ideal to be covered in creep. Gonna throw that out there as a pro tip from Falcon Paladin. Okay, it doesn't change anything. It just looks gross. is what I'm trying to say. So many spines. Tommy is sitting on 1,500 minerals and 800 gas. This is kind of a problem in the lower levels, you guys. These players, when they're under duress, have a hard time spending their money. If he had 700 minerals worth of Marines right now, I think he'd be in a much better spot. If he actually had been producing tanks off of this factory the whole time instead of just kind of right now. Not great. He'd be, again, in a much better spot. Zergling trying to take down this bunker with a single Marine inside. I guess getting supply blocked hurts with this attempt to fill this bunker. But, I mean, alive until the spine crawler joins the party. And then this Marine floats up to the sky to be eaten by Sheila, the shark. All right, tank tries to tank up. Oh, guess what? There are lings right on top of you. That's not good. That's actually super mega bad. Any more tanks in production? No, because Tommy is actually supply blocked. Tank does manage to get set up and get some splash damage off on these Zerglings, getting some kills. 10 kills on this siege tank. I guess maybe lifting your factory is not a bad choice here either. Tommy, lift your factory. Tommy. How's the lifting, Tommy? I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Toast. A Liberator would not be too bad either, actually. Perhaps. Oh, he did lift it. Wow. All right. Lifted the factory with 90 hit points and actively being on fire. Noobtac feels like I've got him contained. I've got the Terran player contained. There's a lot of creep inside Terran main bases in this cast, you guys. Lots. Also, repairing this siege tank would be amazing. And he just lets the factory burn down. He lifted it and kind of... Oh, he thought about saving it. That SCV didn't make it in time, though. Hey, SCV, I know how it feels. He's going to build another factory. All right. I mean, repairing it would have been way better for me, but building a new factory is totally fine, too. 48 to 36 total supply. These spine crawlers, you know, moving these spines up here would not be amiss, although I guess you have to walk into siege tank range a little bit to make this thing happen. Marines getting on up here, trying to get this spine crawler before it plants. Yeah, it's gonna be close, and the answer is no. But only gets one shot off before it dies. So that was pretty good. Queen wandering into tank range, not fantastic. Queen gone. Spine crawlers coming into range and stabbing a Marine in the head there. I mean, more tanks would be fantastic. Liberator setting up shop, not too shabby. Maybe one here so the Queens can't come up the ramp. Killing larva, pretty fantastic. You can't kill buildings with defender mode, though, Tommy. Can't do it. It'd be awesome if it could. Be ridiculously overpowered if it could. And so many. This is it. This is it. This is the end for Tommy. There are so many Zerglings on the field. There are 35 with 14 more in production. They do not have speed because they can't have speed. Did I say that in one of my previous casts? Did I say that these lings have speed? I did. What a doof I am. Of course they didn't. It was a gasless one-trick Wednesday. Sometimes I forget where I am. Happens with 3 kids, you guys. All right, so tank trying to get rid of these spine crawlers. This is in range of 1 to burn it down. Spine crawler gets 1 poke before it dies. Man, these poor spine crawlers. But here come the Zerglings. Dun 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 dun. Zerglings on top of everything. Trying to repair it, not enough. Marines trying to do stuff, not enough. Liberator setting up shop, hold position onto the Zerglings, and that's it. Tommy's out. Does not call the GG. This, I mean, having this happen to you is pretty rage-inducing. So does not call the GG, and Noobtech is your winner. A lot of Zergs. A lot of Zergs getting chosen here by the screeners. We'll see if we can find something else. Something else. Maybe PvT coming up next in just a second. Well, welcome back to One Trick Wednesday. This is Falcon Paladin, still with ya. This will be a game between Summicron and Wookiee on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. And we're going to speed it up because this is a pretty long one. In the top left corner of the map, we have the red Terran player, Summicron. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player, Wookiee. Yes, good manner to start this match. Scouting SCV takes a very weird path. And there's a forge. And a cannon coming up, and another cannon coming up. And a cybernetics core and a nexus. This is going to be very, very interesting. Bunker coming up. Walling off with supply depots and a bunker back home is Summicron. He's got 1 barracks, 2 barracks, And one more on the way. All right, so here we go. Go ahead and get in this barracks. Just in case. Just in case. This is a very, very defensive Protoss player. It's like they know that Summicron is doing the no gas challenge, which means all he can pretty much make are Marines and bunkers and missile turrets. Let's see, does he have an engineering bay? There we go. Working on the engineering bay. I'd toss up some missile turrets just in case an Oracle decides to show up here in the main mineral line at some point here. But yeah, neither player really interested in being too aggressive right now. There are 3 Marines patrolling the bottom section of the main base for a Summicron, and is continuing to make those Marines. Adepts trying to get up here. Once again, very, very scary with this bunker. Adepts don't do very well against buildings, do not the full damage that they'd like to do. And trying to actually shade on up here to get rid of this. Okay, so might get the SCV. Oh, loses an Adept in the process. I'm not sure that was a fair trade. And the Adept goes down once again. That is just brutal. More Marines joining the party here at the front. And is it time to go? Time to go up this ramp. Unupgraded Marines, but there are 3 Adepts and 3 cannons. This is a suicide mission for your men, Summicron. Don't be going up that ramp anymore. Stay back. Stay back. Stay near the bunker. The bunker is your salvation. Another few bunkers here probably wouldn't hurt much. It is going to be a double Stargate follow-up here from Wookiee. So I don't know if you want to go Stargate against this many Marines. Doesn't seem like a great idea. Also, no missile turrets here inside the main base. But I suppose, I don't know, if an Oracle's not here yet, probably isn't going to come anytime soon. And, I mean, that's the case. These Stargates aren't even done yet. If you started Oracles and chrono boosted them out, it'd still be another minute or so before they actually showed up. Bunker, bunker, bunker. Really just kind of taking over what could be a 4th or a 5th base location for Wookiee here is Summicron, and just continuing this Marine production, making 3 barracks at a time, because what else are you going to do with your money? Wookiee not really spending his money as well. About 1,000 minerals and 100 gas there. Summicron sitting at about 300 minerals, and continuing to make SCVs, continuing to make Marines, filling these bunkers up. And again, you could creep on up here. Honestly, what you want to do here if you're Wookiee is go Colossus. Colossus would be good, but he is going Oracle. All right, so 1 Oracle here, which in general, pretty bad against Marines. You can handle about 4 Marines, but once it gets beyond that, 5, 6, 7, 8, your Oracle is pretty much useless in a straight-up fight. Additional gateways. There is a robotics facility coming in. Disruptors would be fine. Immortals would be okay against these bunkers, but then needed something to deal with the Marines. And honestly, again, Colossus are going to be a good answer for you. They can outrange the bunkers. They're very good against Marines. However, I'm not sure that Wookiee knows exactly what he's up against. He has a lot of Adepts, which indicates he does know that he has a lot of Marines out there, but I don't think he knows that Summicron can only make Marines, or else we'd be seeing some different choices right about now. Is he not warp gating his gateways? What is going on? Does he not have warp gate? What is happening? He does not have warp gate. Oh, this Protoss player did not research warp gate. How? I don't think I've seen this in, wow, months probably, maybe even over a year. I can't recall a time this has happened. Even if you're going Skytoss as Protoss, you still want warp gate. That is something you just always, always, always get. If just for warping in zealots and stuff as base defense, because, you know, your Skytoss army is not that big. I mean, not that fast, rather. Usually big, but not that fast. That's how this works. So both players just kind of hanging out. 3rd base established for Wookiee. 3rd base established for Summicron in the traditional locations. 2 Oracles are moving across the map here. Let's see what they can do. Oh, is there no missile turrets here at the 3rd? No. Are there enough Marines? No. All right, here it is. It's going to be an SCV massacre for the telling of your grandkids. Goodbye, SCVs at the 3rd base. And you could take out these Marines, too. There are not enough. Yep, Marines getting evaporated. Giant group of Marines showing up, though. Wow. Full page of Marines saying, no, this is not acceptable behavior. Oh, and then coming in. Don't get the... There, it's fired on the orbital command there real quick. Getting a couple more of these SCVs. 13 SCVs have gone down, killing the ones building buildings. Getting a couple shots off on that engineering bay, which I don't really quite understand. Dude, missile turrets would have been so good. So good to have. But I guess spending all your money on SCVs and Marines really adds up. You can spend your money pretty well in that situation. So it's 20 to 41 harvesters. Wookiee looking okay. I don't know that Voiders are what you want in this situation. And Immortals, while good against buildings, are terrible against Marines. Marine damage is excellent against these guys, and there are Marines in those bunkers. Maybe if there were bunkers full of Marauders, it'd be better, but... Whew, I don't know. This is so many Marines walking down to the bottom right-hand corner. 68 Marines on the map right now versus 2 Oracles, 2 Void Rays, 12 Adepts, and an Immortal. It doesn't seem like it's enough for Wookiee. Even if these guys are unupgraded, even if they don't have any medevacs to support them at all, which they do not have any medevacs whatsoever to support them. Oracle's coming back around for round 2. There are now missile turrets at the natural base and the third base. Main base is still missile turret less, but there aren't any SCVs here, so I think that's probably okay. Marines going for it, man. Going to knock down these rocks to give themselves a bit of a better chance of getting up here without getting funneled to their death. This Immortal having a great time picking off Marines from the high ground, but then their revenge is gotten and the Immortal dies. Actually, there we go. Now the Immortal dies. Cannons, pylons getting focused down to depower these cannons. There we go. And high ground's being held here by Somicron. These Adepts do have resonating glaives, which makes them very, very good. The Void Ray is not great in this situation, but as long as they're not being directly attacked, they're fine. And there we go. Wow, there's a lot of dead Marine. Wookiee wins that battle pretty handily. 61 Marines have been killed so far. There are still 46 on the map, with 6 being produced at a time. So unupgraded Marine challenge, just like we talked about, the brutal campaign for Wings of Liberty. There were some battles against Protoss in that campaign. Let's just say that. With Colossus even. And so for that player that I mentioned previously to take down a Protoss with Colossus with nothing but unupgraded Marines is pretty incredible. Pretty amazing. Oracle's trying to fly in to this natural base. There are 4 missile turrets here, so no, not allowed. Still nothing in the main, but there are a group of Marines defending, so that should be enough. Again, a group of Marines defending here at the third base. More missile turrets under construction eventually in that location. I think this one SCV has been tasked with building about 5 missile turrets, maybe more. Here at the third base all by himself. No, more SCVs have joined the party to assist with that function. Robotics Bay warping in for Wookiee. And here's an attack from Wookiee directly at this front door. The missile turrets are going to be very useful here, as well as a lot of Marines against these Void Rays. Stutter stepping forward from the left side is Somicron. Was he focus firing? I think he's focus firing the Void Rays, which seems like an okay idea. Adepts getting murdered here too, but the Marines are starting to fall. There is a lot of Marine blood on the ground, but only 3 Immortals remain against the full page of Marines here and some change. So yes, it is time to get out of here, Immortals. No, don't stay and fight. Don't you stay and fight. Staying and fight is for brave heroes who like to sacrifice their own lives for no reason. That is exactly what that is. Boom. Immortals tired of these bunkers, going to finally try to take them down. 1 bunker dead. And the Marines inside get their bodies blasted into space here. This is actually working out pretty well for Wookiee. The bunkers go down fairly quickly. The Marines, there aren't really enough of them to get rid of these 3 Immortals. I mean, if it was cost efficient, if really 3 Marines could take down an Immortal, I mean, they're good against Immortals. They're not that good against Immortals. That'd be ridiculous. All right, so bunkers gone. Missile turrets gone here too. And it's still 27 to 53 Harvesters. Wookiee has a very, very nice lead in the economy front versus his Terran opponent. Somicron, really all he can do is missile turrets and Marines. He has lost 117 Marines so far. Trying to take a 4th base down along this left side. Might get scouted by a Warp Prism. Resources lost, 7,700 minerals for Somicron and 4,800 total resources for Wookiee, including some gas. Once again, another attack. This is all you can really do is kind of stutter step forward. Again, still making Immortals is Wookiee. I don't know what the plan is here. Why we're just seeing, it would be better, would be honestly Zealots. There are some Zealots, but they're kind of stuck in the back, and they're walking in one at a time to the meat grinder. Yep, Immortals are all gone. Void Rays are all gone. Actually, there is 1 Immortal remaining, but should not be long before it is dead as well. Yes, getting focused. Cannons getting hit here. More Marines joining the party before the first group is dead, because the first group is not looking very good. 174 Marines have been killed thus far. Pylons dying, which does depower this cannon. It only had 40 hit points remaining, but that's fine. Stalkers versus Marines, not a battle you want to see if you're the Stalker player either. And Somicron still making Marines. He's got the rallying down needs to continue here. He's in a pretty good spot, honestly. He's in this natural base, completely uncontested, going after probes like they stole something. A lot of probes dying, a lot of probes flying into the air here. 10 probes have been killed so far, brings it to a more manageable 33 to 43 Harvesters. Wookiee's up, but not by a whole lot. And honestly, Mules should account for quite a bit here too, as these Marines continue to try to fight their way up this ramp. It feels like Normandy or something. Storming the beach and just getting mowed down Not a great place to be if you are infantry, is attacking a fairly entrenched beach. Yes, just ask Saving Private Ryan. Oh, now starting Colossus is Wookiee. Might be too late for this. I don't know. Where are you going to pop out, Colossus? There you are. And let's do this thing. Does he have... He doesn't have Extended Thermal Lance, which he really should start at some point here. But not bad, especially against unupgraded Marines. These Colossus are going to be super important. Also, Stalker's buffering a little bit here, too. Photon Overcharge coming up from a Wookiee. Really pushing these Marines back from the situation. Trying to get rid of the Cybernetics core. No, no, no. Don't go up that ramp. It's a death trap. Oh, it is a death trap. Can they get the Colossus, though? Two Colossus do go down. Marines are losing their lives in this battle, though, which is not great for them. I mean, we've lost 224 Marines in here trying to kill more of these probes in the natural base. More and more Marines coming across the map from the top left to the bottom right. And goodbye. Goodbye, Marines. Ugh, horrendous. Horrendous situation for these guys to be in. This Colossus has 16 kills, by golly. It's pretty fantastic. And I guess while there's a break in the action, I should mention that you should subscribe to the Falcon Paladin Hour podcast, which I do with Wade, who is Summicron here, actually. And he actually just released a hoodie, a Falcon Paladin Hour hoodie that I didn't know he was working on. It's 8-bit style. And you should check it out. You can see it on my Twitter page at twitter.com/FalconPaladin. You can see it on Facebook at facebook.com/FalconPaladin as well. There's a link to the hoodie. It's a Teesprings site. Pretty reputable retailer, I would have to say. So check that out. And there's a link in the description to the Falcon Paladin Hour as well. New episode out. Out already. It was out yesterday, which, man, really fast producing work by Wade there. Talk a lot about video games this time around. Talk about Rick and Morty. A lot of cannons here at the third base for Wookiee. I just noticed in the fourth base here, too, with a lot of cannons. And double expanding a Summicron behind this, recognizing I'm going to lose a lot of Marines during the upcoming battles, so I need to have the income to make this constant production happen. He is, yeah, he's triple. He's triple Wookiee's income right now, pretty much just from mules, I'd have to say, because, again, Wookiee does have the higher probe count, but when mules are around, that doesn't necessarily matter. 241 Marines down, making them 8 at a time now. Extended Thermal Lance on the way, not being Chrono Boost. It is now being Chrono Boost, as well as Chrono Boosting out these Colossus 2 at a time with some. All right, so Colossus count is 4, which is nice. An upgrade at this forge would do you well, too. He actually already has +1 attack for his ground units, but +2 and +3 would be eminently useful. Dark Shrine warping in for Wookiee 2 up here at this fourth base, which I don't think Summicron knows about. He does not know about it, but he is sending a Marine group up to check for a potential fourth base location to the north of where he had his bunkers. There's not one there. Or the south where the bunkers were. There's not one there either. The longer he waits, though, the more these Colossus are possibly going to have Extended Thermal Lance, which seems real, real bad. And the more Colossus there are, 5 Colossus on the ground, 6, 7 Colossus coming up very, very shortly. Having some Zealots and some Stalkers to absorb hits. Also some DTs, not bad. Just to cause some chaos and damage in this Marine army. Is he going to scan? Oh, he does scan. Beautiful scan, actually, from Summicron. But as expected, the Zealots are holding the Marines back, allowing the Colossus to do damage. Wow, that was a massacre. 291 Marines dead. 301 Marines dead. Marines attacking into this fourth base where there are a ton of cannons. There are 10 cannons here. There were more, but now there are just 10. Oh my goodness. This is not going well for Summicron, I would have to say. 66 to 127 supply. Wookiee looking good. He's got the Extended Thermal Lance. He's got the +1 attack. A bit of flank attack from some Marines here, but the Extended Thermal Lance coming into play. And Zealots and Dark Templar are doing some damage here, too. The Marines are just absolutely getting burned alive, and that's a good game from Summicron. Summicron sends in a replay wherein he loses, giving us an example of how hard this challenge actually is. Good on you, Summicron. You are one good dude. One good dude. So, yeah, that was just a Marine massacre, you guys. 345 Marines died. 24 SCVs. I mean, a lot of things died for Wookiee. Let's not forget that. So we got 7 Immortals, 11 Zealots, 15 Adepts, 6 Void Rays, a Mothership Core, a bunch of Pylons, 20 Probes. But, yes, in the end, there was really no way to deal with Colossus with Extended Thermal Lance and +1 attack. I mean, +2 or +3 would have been great, but Yeah, 23 kills on this Colossus. 8, 7, 9, 12. The Colossus were doing fine for themselves. All right, I think we have one more. One more to go in this One Trick Wednesday, and then we'll be done for the week. So stick with me, and we'll be right back. The final game of One Trick Wednesday, No Gas Edition, will be between Frog and Kamiz the Man on Ascension to Ire, the latter edition. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Kamiz the Man. I guess, is Kamiz a name? I guess it is. Never heard it before, but there's a lot of names in the world I've never heard. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. His name is Frog, with 2 G's. It actually reminds me of the Cartoon Network miniseries Over the Garden Wall, which came out, I think, in 2010 or 12. It's old. It's old, but it's on Hulu. And it's kind of a nice little Halloween miniseries to watch. I think it's 10 or 12 episodes. Not going to spoil anything, but it's animated. I think it involves Elijah Wood as one of the voice talents in it. And it's good. It's a good kind of creepy time, good kind of off-kilter, just weird Halloween vibe to it. So if you've got Hulu, check it out. Over the Garden Wall. You might have it on Netflix in your country. I mean, there's a lot of different libraries in Netflix depending on where you are. But Frog reminded me of that because one of the characters has a pet frog. All right, so it is going to be a hatch first from Kamiz the Man. He's going extractor into pool. He's going to have, wow, a lot of gas by the time that pool finishes. Speedlings are definitely going to be a thing. And Frog, who is doing our challenge, is throwing down triple proxy gateways just north of this natural base for Kamiz the Man. He has no reason to scout up here. I'm going to say the number of times as a Zerg player I've scouted up in this area have been 0. But I also always drone scout. So if I drone scouted this and saw there was no gas and only 1 pylon and no gateways or no forge, no nothing, I would immediately scout this location and then probably this location and try to find out what was going on and try to kill it real fast, because this is going to turn into a big problem for Kamiz the Man very, very shortly. Probe scouts in, says, the pool just finished. That's good for me. That is good for me. That means there's not going to be a queen. That means there's not going to be Lings out for just a couple of minutes here. And he's actually, there we go. I was going to say, didn't start on his queens until a little bit later. The timing was a bit off. But yes, this is a slightly lower level replay. So the timings are going to be off. The ideas will be good. The builds will be good. But the timings will be off. And they'll get more off as the attack starts to happen here. So 4 Lings out for Kamiz the Man, defending against, I guess, a Zealot. Well, what he thinks is going to be an Adept. But there are already 2 Zealots here. No, Kamiz the Man, recognize what's happening here. Throw down a spine crawler somewhere. A spine crawler is going to be your best friend in the entire world. Do not engage. He's very smartly not engaging against these 2 Zealots because they can wipe out his 4 Zerglings extremely easily. Oh, now he's engaging. All right, and there's a Queen. Okay, so the Queen DPS is going to help immensely here. Queen Ling is much better than just Queen or just Ling. They're a nice symbiotic relationship. Another Queen popping out here at the natural base. One of the Zealots goes down, and the Queen is dead at the natural base. Going to town on these drones. You really shouldn't have drones down here, Kamiz the Man. But once again, when you're under attack, life decisions can be hindered a little tiny bit. Zealot's hacking away at this Queen. Drones fighting against the Zealot, too. Never mind. Gets murdered. A couple Zerglings do pop out from this natural base. Queen running for her life. This is really hard micro, actually, and does get picked off by Zealot number 2. 3 Zealots very smartly moving on up into this main base of Kamiz the Man. There are 12 Lings in production. 12 Zerglings and 2 Queens in production is pretty good. Pulling the drones is a very smart move from Kamiz the Man, in case you were wondering. Keeping them there is pretty much a death sentence. Here we go. Zergling trying to get these surround on these dudes. Doing pretty well for themselves, though, are the Zealots. Not well enough, though, to deal with that many Zerglings, and they get cleaned up. And guess who shows up, though? 3 more Zealots from Kamiz the Man. These Lings trying to attack and actually retreating up. Trying to see, is there a pylon we can kill? Or these don't attack the gateways. That's a fool's errand. Get the pylons. There you go. Trying to get the pylons. These Zealots need to get in somewhere and start murdering drones. Are you just... Okay. Kamiz the Man hiding his drones probably too well here. There's no immediate threat. Get back to work. You need income to survive this. You can't do this with no income. Oh, this is turning the tide. These Zealots are starting to make this thing happen. Getting inside the main base. Again, they keep taking hacks against that natural base. I guess it's because it's the closest target. But then decide to go into the main base instead. And yeah, there's a Queen here, but she's severely outnumbered. And the Lings are outnumbered by the Zealots, which is never what you want to see. Drones! No drones, run again! This is a 51 to 22 supply, though. Frog has this thing just with Zealots. just with proxy zealots against the Zerg player. You know, for a low-level player, Kamiz the Man did pretty well. He made some really good decisions there, but it just wasn't enough. And he dead. He dead. Frog is your winner. Excellent job, Frog. Better decision-making, I'd say, from Frog. Better macro, too. And I guess it's easier when you're not under direct attack to kind of keep that income going. Because, yeah, like I said, once you're under attack, decision-making can kind of start to fall apart. And microing queens against zealots is so hard. It takes 1,000,000 hits from a queen to kill a zealot, and you have to run the whole time. And you are faster on creep, but it's a rough thing. So good job. Good job by Frog. I liked the move of having the zealot down here pick off the wounded queen from the bottom while she was running away from the zealot on the top here. That was an excellent job there, too. So that's going to be it for One Trick Wednesday for this time around. Again, there is no challenge. There is no challenge. We're doing a very, very hiatus-y hiatus. Not going to say how long it's going to be. We're going to see if we can get some new good ideas. New good ideas percolating. Yes? Yes. I say percolating before we do it again. All right. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload and edition of One Trick Wednesday. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.